Canada is cooked.
A new CBC article details how liberal operatives planted Stop the Steal buttons at conservative conference to make them look like Trump supporters. Traitors.
And you know it's true because CBC is an extremely left-leaning corporation since taxation is how they get all their funding, which liberals always increase and conservatives always decrease.
CBC usually reports only favorably on the left and only negatively on the right.
This is part of a growing trend with liberals, who often have zero scruples doing anything or everything that they can think of to make their opposition look bad.
They see their opposition as irredeemably evil even though they struggle to define the word evil in the first place and often argue evil doesn't even exist. At least not in their tragically broken and incoherent postmodernist worldviews. Combine that with the fact that they see nasty words as morally equivalent to physical violence. They end up thinking any means at all can be justified to achieve their ends of getting their way and achieving power.
Liberals and leftists are often seen planting fake evidence of racism or intentionally misinterpreting anything or everything to try to make their opposition look bigoted or murderous, even when they clearly are not.
They absolutely love drawing swastikas on things like Tesla cars to mark them as such, and they also never shut up on social media about their seething, smoldering, insane hatred for all things non-woke.
Ironically, this means they end up drawing more swastikas and spreading more quote hate than the ones they're attacking ever could.
They've clearly become what they claim to hate, authoritarian fascists/communists who'll stop at nothing to get the absolute power they so desperately crave. Side note, just before anyone gets goofy and smarmy with how ignorant they ironically err while thinking it's actually me, the answer is a resounding hell, the fudge, no, nope, niet, and nine to the question of whether fascism and communism are fundamentally different things. They most certainly are not. So smarten up and stop saying that.
They are both extremely centralized and collectivist ideologies of extreme violence and aggression against what could otherwise be a generally free, prosperous, and not either starving en masse or being herded into death camps version of humanity.
They both have their economic roots in an economic system everyone knows and hates. Or, if they're either low IQ or sociopathic, I suppose they may actually love it. This economic system is called socialism. Although, calling it a system seems like a stretch since that seems to imply it actually works.
They also both call for the relatively immediate violent and gruesome deaths of anyone and everyone who opposes them. Not a pretty picture.
The only real difference is that with fascism, the government outsources distribution to captains of industry, while with communism, the revolutionary bureaucrats just try to figure that out for themselves to varying degrees of horrifying failure.
This is why communism always ends up starving so many people to death, as bureaucrats are rarely chosen for their intellect or productivity.
While fascism usually just arbitrarily chooses a visible group to be scapegoats for all their problems in order to rally the people to their side. The end result of both of these varietals of extreme socialism is mass death, extreme death, dead innocents and guilty alike, death, regardless of which one you choose.
That said, we still hope against hope that Canada doesn't necessarily fall to the siren songs of socialism, be it communism or fascism.
As the primarily socialist Liberal Party of Canada appears to be gaining in the polls and the formerly dominant conservative voting base teeters, can Canada prevent itself from sliding even further into socialism and most likely causing 3 of its major provinces from separating and potentially becoming the 51st, 52nd, and 53rd states?
Can the Conservatives somehow snatch victory from the jaws of defeat, take the boots off the necks of Alberta and Saskatchewan, and potentially prolong the charade of a functioning country a little longer until the next time the lefties manage to grab power?
Find out next time on this channel that I made, that is a channel that I made, this channel that I made.
And don't you dare forget to like, share, and subscribe, okay? Please help me out so I can make more stuff like this, whether you have any hope for this country or not.
Let me know in the comments where I am right or even where I am wrong, which is actually scientifically impossible as proven by many studies in my dreams.
Click it now. Click like and subscribe right now.
Do it.